It's called Morning Glory Treatment Center for Children. It's a special program for special young people. It's the subject of today's Austin Faith Dialogue, and to learn more, stay with us.
Austin Faith Dialogue, at the crossroads of religion and life. A series highlighting the cultural and social interactions between the worshiping and religious communities in and around the capital city. Austin Faith Dialogue is brought to you by the Austin Metropolitan Ministries in cooperation with KXAN. Join us now in Austin Faith Dialogue.
Hello, I'm Richard Thompson of Austin Metropolitan Ministries, welcoming you to this edition of the show. And today we turn our attention to a program that works with young people that have attention disorders, oftentimes conflict within the family. Young people who have special needs but are being treated in a very special way at Morning Glory Treatment Center for Children. This is a program that has a special emphasis upon play therapy. And so I'm looking forward with you to meeting our guests here, the Executive Director, Norma Laban, and the Media Coordinator, Barbara Hendrick.
Hi.
And I have to say to you that this is the first time in our almost 10 years of Austin Faith Dialogue that we've had a program that emphasizes play therapy. And I'd like to have you just tell us a little bit about what your program is in general.
Well, the program in general is treating children who have all sorts of disorders, be it attention deficit disorder or oppositional defiant disorders, or have parent-child problems, or do poorly in school, that kind of things.
Mm-hmm. So it's a wide range of needs that you address.
Yes.
And how long have you been doing this now?
We've been doing it for 10 years now. At the beginning, we have a residential program, and we have 40 foster children altogether. But since 1995, we changed it to an outpatient counseling center. And so
I see.
we can actually serve more children that way because they don't live with us.
Okay, so you had a foster care kind of thing to begin with,
Right.
in-house, and now it's more broadly. And I understand you've also done some of what you're doing in Austin and abroad. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I'm going to Hong Kong twice a year now, and to basically teach social workers, counselors how to do play therapy in the universities, students and stuff like that. And I've also been to Canada, and we'll be going to Hawaii and Singapore and Macau to conduct more of the same.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I would say you're at least going outside Travis County that way.
Yes.
And let's have you, Barbara, tell us a little bit about the videos. We're going to see a few clips here. I understand you've done this in behalf of Morning Glory.
Yes. The video I think we're going to see today is from the very first tape in our Filiotherapy series, Getting Started. And I'm not sure what the clip was because I wasn't here, but it's, I think, playing the card game.
The card games.
Which is usually, the card games.
Very soon, yeah.
But that I think is what the clip is going to be about.
Okay, well, we have several, so I think that is included in them. Let's take a look at the first one and see how that illustrates your work.
Okay.
Yes, so not to be wasteful is a good virtue. But not to be wasteful. Not to be wasteful, okay?
I made it hard for everybody out. Why'd you make it hard?
I can fix that. Well, help me.
Okay. That was called Chopsticks on a Jar. What was that about?
See, the father is a family of a father and two boys, and the father has been in prison for 3 years, and so we reunite the family, and we.
This is a real life situation.
Oh, yes.
Oh yes, and so we have to do it through games to reestablish the father-son relationship.
Oh, I see.
And so after a few sessions, it is time to rebuild the rules in the family, as to what make a happy family.
Okay.
And so that's why we use the chopstick on a jar game.
Well, now, let's have a little happy panel participation here. You brought some games we can play.
Yes.
And I understand that our folks here have made it possible to zoom in on this a bit. And this looks like an alphabet.
Yes, in fact, this is a set of alphabet with 26 letters, and I call it the alphabet association game. It's like how people associate things, and I can tell a little bit more about them. For example, you can think of any word that will begin with this letter and just go around like this.
Is that what I want? I want to pull out a letter here.
Yes.
Okay, I pull out the letter F.
For F for
This is, I'm just fuming.
fuming.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm really upset.
Okay. Well, I like your association. So how about Barbara?
What's that little thing?
What you're
for?
doing good is whatever you do in the play therapy session is okay.
Oh, I see.
And so if
You're rewarding me
absolutely
with a chip.
Yes.
Well, I'm not fuming so much then.
Okay. Then I'm so glad you're going to be happy.
Okay.
Okay. Barbara, can I have another association?
Yes, E for excitement.
Very
Excitement.
good.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Exciting
This is
being on the
exciting for
show.
us.
Oh, really? All right. Well, do we keep on doing this?
Yes. Let's do 3 rounds.
All right, 3 rounds. Okay.
Okay. So you have the first round already.
Here is H. That is for happy, you know, to be here and to be doing this with you, and in my family. I've got a happy family.
Okay.
Great.
Happy.
All right.
Very good. I like H for happy.
C for curious.
C for curious.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Why is that good?
Because I'll tell you after the 3 rounds.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go ahead and finish it then.
Okay.
Some of these letters are harder than others. Here's M for mulling. I have to think about this. I'm mulling this over.
Okay.
Are you sure you're going to give me a chip for that?
Yes. Everything is okay.
All right.
Okay.
If there's
Thank
no
you
lose
for your
situation.
association.
all right?
Yes, it's absolutely. It's always a win-win
right.
situation. Okay. Barbara, you have a third association?
N for nerves.
Nerves. Okay. So usually about 3 rounds, and you can pretty much know the theme of a person.
Okay.
So when you work with children, and you know what they cannot tell you sentence by sentence, when you are playing games with them, they can tell you a whole lot more about how they're
Oh,
thinking
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Okay. It's not just talk therapy, it's play therapy.
Oh yes, absolutely.
You're getting into action. You're getting into
Yes.
interaction.
Right. We have to go beyond.
Well, now
counseling.
you say you can tell a lot just from 3, but tell me about myself here. I'm
Okay.
fuming, I'm happy, and I'm mulling. What does that mean?
Okay, I think you're very in charge of your feelings right now.
Oh, really?
It's like, you know, because you're the host of the show, so you can feel whatever you feel like. But I think you are a thinker, you're a thinker, and then, you know, you want to be happy somehow. But with Barbara, you know, like she's just very excited to be here, and she's curious about what's going to happen in this half an hour, and it will take up nerves from both of us to come to a TV station to
I
do
see.
a
She's
show
a
like
little
this.
nervous, okay? You're curious but nervous, okay. Well, there's a whole personality pattern there.
I won't call
Okay.
it the whole personality pattern yet, but it's like the state of the mind, which is very important.
All right. Now, let's pause here just for a moment. I mean, we've kind of on a roll. Let's roll some tape then
Okay.
and see what the next excerpt you have is. This is from play therapy.
Okay. Is all face card is 10.
Okay. That's the same then.
Very good. Then you have to call the. Okay, one more time. Are you ready?
Right.
1, 2, 3.
I'm bigger or smaller?
Yeah,
Because
but
ace is 11.
But darling, you have 1 dot.
Oh.
You have 6
But
spots.
ace is 11.
No, ace is only 1.
Dot.
Okay, then you're bigger, I'm smaller.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Small.
Very good. Yeah. Progressively.
Can we go 2 now?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now you make up your mind. You have your decision. What number is going to be? If you have a 2 and a 3, you're going to make it to 23 or 32.
32.
And you
I
tell
already
me
got
what your
mine.
decision is.
I
Okay.
already got mine. I got the highest.
Okay. My number is 80 even.
80 even. 98.
So you are
Bigger.
very good.
Small.
Very good. Okay. My number is 99.
Smaller. 93.
Very good. Okay.
Okay, we're looking at a card game there. What was that all about?
Well, there's a game of for choices. Like, you know, they will do first. You know, they want to have the right call about be it bigger, smaller on the same game. But afterwards, you will introduce 2 cards, and the child or the parents will have a choice. If you're giving them 2 cards, like a 2 and a 3, that they can make it to 23 or 32. And eventually, you bring in the concept of choice, and life is but a series of choices. If you make the right choices, then all good things is going to happen to you. But if you keep on making wrong, you know, bad choices, then life is going to be very bumpy.
So it's an exercise in making decisions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, where do your young people come from? How do you find out or how do they find out about you and you find out about them?
Some of them are from referrals from the Texas Department of Protective and Regulatory Services. So they are already been abused children, for example, or neglected children. So they just need the play therapy to overcome some of the trauma they have experienced. And then other kids come from the diversion program. That means, they are adolescents, first-time offenders. So instead of going to jail, then the judge gives them a chance to come.
So you get referrals from the state and the county and places like
and
that.
private referrals too, yes.
Okay, we've got just a few minutes here before the break. I think can we play another game with these beans?
Yes,
How
yes.
does that work?
Okay, now, for example, I'm giving you, each one, a pile of beans, okay? This is just
Okay.
very simple pinto beans. And I'll say, well, just go ahead, I want to make like 3 pictures, one after the other, So just go ahead, just move your fingers around and move
You
around.
mean
to give me a
make
picture.
a shape with this in
Yeah,
some
make
way?
anything.
Okay.
Anything is okay.
All right.
Anything goes.
All right.
Shape.
Yeah, shape or things or whatever.
Okay, that's it.
Okay,
I got mine.
what do you have?
I got a cross.
Very good, I like it. Now, give me another one.
Another one.
What do
Oh
you
my
have?
gosh.
Square, okay, very good. Okay, good.
I mean, this you have to work fast on this, don't you?
yeah, no.
You just can't
not a
sit
lot of
here
thinking.
and doze off, can you? All right, there we go. That's kind of a 0 or an O.
Oh, no, okay, what
An
is
O.
an O,
A
remind you
circle. It reminds me
circle.
of infinity.
of? Very good, I like it. So what
Look
do
at
you
that.
have?
A lifesaver.
A lifesaver,
Lifesaver.
okay,
All right.
very good.
Well,
Okay,
you're
now give me
more
another
down
one.
to earth than I am. Okay. Now how about this? Looky here. Look
Okay.
at that. What's that? There we go.
Well, you tell me what it is.
It's an arc.
With an arc, wonderful.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, that must have a lot of significance. But let's see what she's got.
But you are not competing with her, you're
That's
only
true.
doing your own thing.
A jet.
A jet plane, okay, very good.
Oh my gosh! How could you do that so quickly? That's complicated.
She has children, she knows how to draw these things very quickly for her kids.
Yeah. All right.
Just say it's that and they agree.
Okay. Now, what does this all prove? Why do we do this?
Okay, the thing is like expression one more time. Because if you work with children, if you sit there and one-on-one and ask them, how do you feel now? Tell me something now.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they'll just, I don't know, do
Yeah.
all this. But if you just move things, and then they'll just move
Yeah.
things. And they do meticulous things, and they'll draw you a face. They'll have, eyes and stuff like that. So I say, what does this face remind you of?
Yeah.
So they tell you a whole lot more.
I see.
By
It's a way
moving
of
around.
bringing out what's inside in a way that
Absolutely.
just talk therapy doesn't.
Right. And then you heal faster. The whole thing about why taking children for treatment is you want them to be healed again.
Yeah.
So if they don't talk, they don't heal. So you give them opportunities.
It's a way of getting them to talk.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, to me, that's interesting because it draws on the right brain as well as the left brain.
Yes.
And it allows some creative instinct to come
Yes.
forward.
Yes.
Okay. Well, how about adults? If anybody wants to come to you for,
Absolutely. In fact, for the parents I work with, the families I work with, whenever a family is under trauma, no matter how much education parents have got, I usually think that they have about 6th grade mentality because they're so traumatized.
yeah.
And so when you just talk with them, they will not know how to think, but play games and they can, come through a lot quicker.
Okay, well, we are just about ready to take a break here. Thank you for getting us into it, and we'll pause to take our breath, and we'll see you folks in just a few minutes. Welcome back to Austin Faith Dialogue, where today we are playing with not just an idea, but with an experience called the Morning Glory Children's Treatment Center. And we have with us Norma Laban, who's the executive director, and we have Barbara Hendrick, who is the media coordinator. And in the first half, for folks who are maybe didn't catch the first half, we've been doing a lot of playing, play therapy, which is not just talking through our problems, but using play as an expression to get folks to open up more.
Right.
And I think that we'll just focus for a moment. You have had some connection with the churches. Tell us what that is.
In Austin is basically the parents of attention deficit disorder children, they need to borrow rooms, from those churches, and they want to have a meeting.
You've used church facilities, in other words.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. In Ohio, I have also, used the church's facilities to conduct groups for parents also. But it is in Hong Kong that I do a whole lot more work with the churches because, the parents are so keen on the children's well-being, and especially the emotional intelligence and of children. Instead of just being intelligent with IQ, they want the children to be emotionally intelligent.
And you've done these workshops in
Hong
church
Kong.
settings?
In church settings, yes.
Really?
Sitting on pews is just really interesting.
Really?
Yes, yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
So if there are churches in Austin that are interested in having you come and demonstrate this, you'd be open to.
Yes, I'll be happy to.
I
do
think
that.
we've got a number. Let's see if we can call up your number. People want to call you and talk to you about that.
Okay.
And why don't you, we don't have a number, beg your pardon.
Okay.
But what is your number?
It's 251-3298.
Say it again.
251-3298.
3298. Well, it takes some of us repetition to get that. Okay. Before we play another game, let's take another look at a video clip here.
Okay.
And Barbara, after it's over with, give us a little background on it.
Okay, sure.
Very fast, isn't it, Danny? Okay.
Every time.
See, every time Daddy said we have to try our very best. Not call sloppy. Okay?
Right straight on it.
I always put the pins aside.
Very good. You remember the rules set by Daddy. Very good. That's okay. You can do all the way to 12 without any difficulty.
It's still getting wobbly though.
Now, Charles, do not move the table, please.
No one touched the table.
That's right.
Not even you. Wait, guys, my turn.
Yes. You can do all the way to 17 and 18. I'm not worried about that.
Excuse me. It's getting wobbly right a second.
You're moving the table, Daniel.
You need to
Can
get
you
back
help
on the
me?
table.
Can you help me?
One hand, one block. Can't help you.
I'm trying to correct that. You can correct
See if
it.
you can get that on her straight.
Correct it, Charlie.
See if you can straighten up a little bit.
That's right. Good.
That way mine don't fall off when I put it up there.
Very good. Very good. That's okay. Contain your excitement, children.
8 more to
See
go.
how Daddy is trying to do it perfect alignment? This is number 14. Do you think Daniel can improve that a slightly little
I'm
bit?
gonna
Danny?
bust
I
it.
think so, yeah.
Okay, let's
Hey,
improve
guys, I'm
it.
gonna
Don't
bust
you bust it now. We're doing this.
Charles, this is exactly how Jordan hit you. When you're excited, you
This is
can
what
continue.
gets you in
Is that
trouble.
slight straight? Yeah.
Okay.
Charlie.
Straighten it up.
Charlie, straighten it
Straighten it up first, man.
Yes.
Daniel, back
Daniel.
up, bud.
Don't distract Charles.
That's even crookeder than it was.
Okay. What in the world, Barbara, was all that about?
Well, this game, the building block tower game, basically does several things. It not only teaches the rules and the family in a fun way for the kids, but also, if you notice, the clip didn't pick up the very beginning, but they'd actually set a goal, and so they're also doing goal setting. And there's an empowering of the parent because the parent is actually telling them how to align the blocks. And I always find that really fascinating. And Norma sticks things like that in her therapy, after watching many years and videotaping a lot of these sessions, that was something that I saw repetitively. She kind of does instills things without, talking a lot about it. And so the parent is feeling empowered, but she's not saying, well, now I'm empowering you. It's just part of the game itself.
Okay, now the game is to try to build up the block
Tower
as high as you can go.
Yeah,
You got to
with
go.
certain-
We want to get 20 of these things out there without the thing collapsing. Is that the idea?
Exactly.
Or if you can make the goal is wonderful, then the children actually is the first time in their life to see that the collaborative effort between parent and child to build something is
Oh, yeah.
really wonderful.
Yeah. Instead of tearing each other down, you're building each other up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But even if it falls down, that's another
That's all right.
lesson to learn because you're going to rebuild.
Okay, now, one thing about it, I noticed there was a little religion in that. Did you notice that? That one kid, he crossed himself.
Yeah, exactly. You get all kinds of cute things,
Yeah.
when you're.
I haven't
doing
seen
live
that since the
action.
Notre Dame basketball game, now, doing a free shot. Let me hold this up just for a moment and see if the camera can come in on this game. This is one that we're going to just do a little playing ourselves here. What's this called again?
It's called the Feelings Wheel Game.
The Feelings Wheel Game. Now, all those little parts there are different feelings?
Yes, 32 different feelings on this game board. Then there's another game board with the other 32 feelings.
Okay, well, let's just zero in here. What are some of those feelings? Can you see there what that says? Just read some of those.
Sorry, depressed, heartbroken, grateful, nervous, aggressive, disappointed, happy,
Okay,
confused.
let's play this just for a moment.
Okay.
I'll be depressed if we don't play this. And how do we do it?
So you go ahead, select your little game piece, and Barbara can select her game piece.
All right.
And I can, select my game piece, and I will say, put it on the feeling you like.
The feeling I like. Okay, the feeling I like that it really is expressing where I am now. I'm worried. Right there. Okay.
So, and then we, as a group, we have to decide, whether we want to go clockwise or counterclockwise.
Well, that's all in favor of going clockwise.
Clockwise.
Okay.
Yay. Okay. So then we'll just roll the dice, and then we'll just move on with our feeling.
You rolled a 5.
Okay, so I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'll talk about the last time I feel curious.
That landed on curious.
Yes. So the last time I was curious is when you invited us for this show, and I want to know what kind of show is this to be
I
on.
see. All right. Are you going to?
can go ahead.
Can I go ahead? Let's just
Yeah.
two of us play here. You don't feel left out, do you, Barbara?
Oh, no, absolutely. not.
Otherwise, you need to go get a little therapy. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anxious.
When was the last time you feel anxious?
Oh, gosh, I felt anxious when I was filling out my income tax form today.
It's an all.
That will do
Okay,
it.
that
will do
wouldn't
it. Yes.
All right.
Let's see, 7.
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry.
You're feeling sorry.
Oh, I was sorry when I raised my voice at my son without listening to what he was telling me in the first place.
I see. Yeah, well, in other words, the emotions we're talking about should be relating to our family.
Or with the job. Okay, see, this game you can be applied to many situations. If you're in a family, then you talk about your families. And it can also be played at work. So when workers are not working together, you put a game down so they can talk about work.
I think that's such a good idea that
Yes.
if I'm going to give you a reward, except it's got to go in my little thing here.
I think you did really good, and I
Thank you.
think Barbara's, feeling is okay too.
Okay.
And so counselors, want to buy this game, for example, because they want to draw out feelings one more time, from the clients.
This is a game that you produce. It
Yes.
says Morning Glory Treatment Center for Children.
Yes, with my name down here.
Okay, so if anybody really would like to have this game, they can contact you.
Yes.
It's
your
now being
number.
sold internationally.
It is. Wish
And
we
it's
had-
being translated to Chinese too.
16,000 sold internationally.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and it's selling very fast nationally through
Now,
Newbridge Communications.
Okay, selling through what
Through
did you say?
Newbridge Communications, but you can also purchase one
Through us,
through
yes.
us. And Book People here in town has been so gracious to carry both the book and game.
all right, all right. Well, now, you have your center in
Pflugerville.
So if people want to look up Morning Glory in Pflugerville, that's the way they can find you.
Yes.
Let's look at another little video clip
Okay.
and see what that's about.
This is the card story game, correct?
Yes.
All right.
The card story game.
Nobody eat that because all Charles said that is extra food.
But 7 big rats came along and they ate them.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
You gonna feed a whole piece?
And then while everybody is just, going to bed, 5 little fairies just popped in through the window and checked out on the household with all these people and pizza and rats and everybody. And the 5 little fairies said, I think this house is a happy house. I think on top of that, I should grant them 6 wonderful wishes.
Ooh, goody. And 10 of them woke, and every single one of them woke up, and
10 of them woke up.
yeah, 10 of them woke up, and they each made a wish that everybody else wanted.
But what's the kind of wish?
I wish,
Yeah, you wish.
I wish my daddy had enough money to pay child support.
You wish your daddy will
He
what?
does.
Pay child support.
You do? Okay.
Pay up with child support. He wish daddy will pay up child support. That's very good.
Because this
I'm
is in
doing
a
it.
foster home.
Oh, this is in South America. I don't. Okay, you have another card.
And then for other people wake up and they see.
Okay. Well, the point of that again is what?
Is expression, and the card produce such a structure for the child so that they will not go haywire, but it's like they'll associate with a 3 or 4 or 5, and is a really telltaling, with the child how they feel.
I see. Another way of bringing it out through card playing instead of blocks or some other form.
Absolutely, yes.
I want to share with you and our viewers a little something I came across in a church newsletter that kind of ties in with what we were saying, I think pulls it together. It says, if I had my child to raise over again, is the title. If I had my child to raise over again, I'd finger paint more and point my finger less. I'd do less correcting and more connecting. I'd take my eyes off my watch and watch with my eyes. I would care to know less and know to care more. I'd take more hikes and fly more kites. I'd stop playing serious and seriously play. I'd run through more fields and gaze at more stars. I'd do more hugging and less tugging. I would be firm less often and affirm much more. I'd build self-esteem first and the house later. I'd teach less about the love of power and more about the power of love.
That's wonderful. I like it.
And I think where it talks about I'd stop playing serious and seriously play, I think of your work in play therapy.
Yes.
And I'd like to thank you, Norma Laban
You're welcome.
and Barbara Hendrick for being here today and for demonstrating this, not just talking about it, but showing us how it works. And I'd like to say that if folks do want to get a hold of you, one more time, your number is?
251-3298.
All right. And, well, hey, we finally got it up on the monitor there. That's great. And we'll look forward to seeing you folks next week on our next edition of Austin Faith Dialogue. I'm Richard Thompson, and peace be with you.